So today, I'm going to make a tier list of MVM weapons. That's what I'm going to do. Many people actually made me so mad through these days. Like, Huntsman is actually viable in MVM. Soundsmith and Fragmatic even made a video out of it. It isn't! I still think we can clear out the Uberman that existed to just make the video about it. It's not viable! So, I will make a proper MVM tier list throughout my MVM's about 640 tours of 2 cities MVM experience. And let's begin. I will split this like this, maybe. S tier, solid choice, 24/7. And A tier is like, good choice, but inferior than S. And B, specialized. So there is some kind of a really specific strategy around it that's actually viable, but it's not that 24/7 viable, unlike S and A, right?
Well done!
And let's go for the C tier. Underwhelming. I'd call it like this. So this is just a inferior version of the S and A. There's pretty much no reason to use it, alright? And D tier shall be at least funny. You guys can instantly see what is going on. So it's not even usable. It's not even usable. Only thing that this is over F is, at least there is some kind of fun feature you can use. At least. And there shall be one more. So this is a F tier. Don't. Just fucking don't. Just fucking don't use it. This is not good. There is no incentive for using this. Not at all. I think that's gonna be it. Let's just start with the Scout's weapons, alright? So yeah, Scout's primary first, guys. Scattergun, good. It's a good choice. It is a good choice, but the problem is, Soda Popper is always better. Because Soda Popper grants you a 6 jumps. Mobility is the Scout's key factor in MVM.
Well done!
Aggro ping pong and evading damage and just moving fast in order to get the money as fast as possible before they burn away. And there's one more thing. Soda Popper, you can actually glitch upgrade the firing speed. Only one, but it makes a difference. So Soda Popper is highest DPS to the scattergun existing in MVM. So if you know how to use Soda Popper will be always better than Scattergun. Scattergun is usable, but yeah. Where is Fish? Oh, I forgot. Let's find one, I guess. Give me a second. There is no Holy Mackerel, I guess. I think the tier list maker just removed the fish. Because it's technically a risking of the bat, so. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's just keep moving on, alright? There is no fish. That's not important. Stop, guys. Anyway, let me just proceed, alright?
Well done!
So, Babyface's blaster. You stay down there. There is literally no fucking reason to use the Babyface's blaster in MVM. In casual, if you're up against a bad team that can't even land a shot on you, it can be fun. But the problem is, in MVM, jumping is essential. And a lot of bots, especially those little pesky scout bots, gonna pepper you down. Because of that, you pretty much have no boost with this Babyface blaster 24/7. There's literally no reason to use Babyface's blaster. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. I can't even call this a at least a funny weapon. This is just don't. You shouldn't use this. Next thing, the backscatter. This is rather specialized. Because backscatter mini crits the target and you close range meat shot them, right? Meat shot them from behind. So if you upgrade your damage even only once, you can one-shot the Ubermatic. this is actually really useful. If your team doesn't have a really solid DPS class that can deal with the Uber Medic, at least you need to do something up against that, right? This has actually some unique uses. But, well, compared with the Scattergun and Soda Popper, the general DPS ability is inferior, but there is some special use. So Backscatter, well, deserves to be in B tier. Let's go for the Force Nature. This is D. I love to use Force Nature in casual, but in MVM, because Force Nature induces a knockback, it's not really fun and effective. You know, in MVM, in order to deal a lot of damage, you need to get close to the robot because most of the TF2's weapons deal more damage when you up close to the target, right? But this fucking thing pushes away the robots. Many new players are mistaking this. They just worship knockback in MVM. I don't really get it, but they just want to get knockback every single possible moment. It's not good. It's not a single player, it's a 6-man co-op. Unexpected knockbacks caused by the Force Nature or any other knockback inducing weapons can literally throw up your teammates' game plan as a whole. Well, not always, but in the minuscule level, it still annoys the teammates a lot. So, it's fun if your teammates are fine with that, but it's not that great. Damage-wise, well, you know, there is no real speed upgrade on the Force Nature 2, so you can't really deal quite a lot of damage compared with these. And because of the knockback, you need to... you're just pushing the robot away. That means even lower DPS, so it's not that good. Not even underwhelming because it harasses teammates. Underwhelming is for some bland and kinda boring weapons. This is just a creatively annoying and just funny. He does get mad when talking about knockback in MVM. Indeed. Because I'm the one who got fucking destroyed by those a lot. Like I said, I played 640 plus tours in 2 cities. I don't even understand why UVs are worshipping knockbacks in MVM. It's not good, alright? Next thing, shortstop. Underwhelming. DPS ability compared with those, and there is no reload speed upgrade, so yeah. People says, oh, but still shortstop can deal a lot of damage to tank if you max it out, right? No. Soda Popper can do better. And generally, it's harder to land your shot with your shortstop, and it increases your knockback. There will be 30 plus rockets coming at you at once, so how can you possibly surf that out? So it just further harasses your task, which is collecting the money. So shortstop just lands, deserves to be in C tier, that's it. And let's go for the Scout secondary. I like how Scout's primaries are like this. Each one in each tier. Alright, let's go. The Bonk. Bonk is specialized. Bonk has its use, surprisingly. Like a Hamlet Hostility first or second wave, there are a lot of crit robots, crit soldiers are coming at the end of the wave. In the case, if your team is not that great, you might get stranded with some leftover credits running around. You need to use Uber Canteen in order to collect that without dying, but sometimes you cannot afford that, right? So if you can see that your team's gonna die a lot, you can rather use the Bonk to collect the money safely. So it has its use, but if you know how to use your Uber Canteen properly, well, you'd better use it and just ignore the Bonk, but it has its use sometimes, so it deserves to be in B tier. And Mad Milk? Do I even need to talk about this? Fucking awesome! The Scout gameplay just revolves around Mad Milk and MVM, pretty much. Hill on head, it's a saving grace for your teammates, especially if your team has no medic somehow. Especially heavy. If there's a giant heavy is fighting with your heavy, imagine about that. If you throw the milk at the giant robot heavy, your heavy can withstand all the fucking damage from the robot heavy's minigun and win the fight. It's that fucking powerful. Not even mention about the slow upgrade. That's just essential to blocking down the Super Scouts. So, this is without a doubt S tier. You should use this. You should. Pistol. No. Okay, the Critical first. Critical is actually just a D tier. It's not even a downgrade of the Mad Milk. Or a downgrade of a Bonk Atomic Punch. It just has no use. You can just hit a robot with a Final War or Sandman Ball in order to get a mini crit. You don't need to spend your precious 2 seconds to drink a fucking Criticola. And in order to use the Criticola, you need to give up the fucking Mad Milk. Yeah, we don't risk that. But at least it's funny. No, stop. It's not even funny. Oh my god, yeah, it isn't even funny. I said that mini crit can be granted by Fan War or Sandman or anything, right? Even this Soldier's Banner, so it has literally no use. F tier, don't. It's useless. Let's go for the next one, which is... oh boy, Pistol Trio. Cannot go over D, but I'd like to say it's D. Just because pew 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 is at least fun to do at the last wave. Think about it. Your tiny little pistol just turns into a fucking minigun. It's fun to do, but it has no practical use. That's the problem. So now, oh yeah, one more. I thought this was a melee weapon.
Well done.
So the Dopamine Cleaver, aka Flying Guillotine, stay down there. It's F tier. There is literally no reason to use it. Sometimes it bugs out and just tosses away when you land a shot on the giant robot, and it deals a pitiful amount of damage. And you know what? Up against the tank, you can't even hit the tank with a Flying Guillotine. It just bounces off from the tank. That's what's supposed to be, I guess, because you can't kill a tank with a fucking knife, right? But it's, oh god, there's not even funny. It's not even funny. It's just fucking pitiful in MVM. It's a solid F tier. It cannot be even a D tier. I can't even consider this as being D tier. Oh no, god. Alright, let's go for the Scouts melees. Let's just go for the, well, definite ones first, because kinda weird. Scout's melee arsenal is kinda weird, so solid choice. Yeah, Fanowar is always a solid choice. And same reason, Sandman deserves to be A. I mean, it costs $500 to upgrade a Sandman to do a Mark to Dance thing, right? But still, it does its job. And there is a really unique feature that Sandman can do, like, I've seen you guys through the videos and streams a few times, right? You can moonshot the robot to stop them. But it's not that practical, it's just a funny thing, so. But still, the stat itself is kinda useful. So, but like I said, it's kinda inferior than Phantom War, so it deserves to be an A tier.
Well done.
Those two are S and A, and let's go for the other ones. Oh my fucking god. You know what? I got some idea. Okay, there you go. G. I mean, this fucking guy is the reason you play MVM. It deserves its own tier. It deserves its own fucking tier. Now I cleared it out, and let's go with this. Should I actually go Boston Basher to B? Because to help your medic to build Uber while mid waves, I guess Boston Basher can be considered as a have its use, specialized, but yeah, there are plenty of ways to deal damage by yourself in order to help medic charge his Uber faster, but at least there is a use. At least. That's what I'm saying. At least there's a use. Next thing, candy cane. Don't. I mean, it's fun to see a ton of mini health kits lying on the ground, and that's the reason why I played with friends with 6 candy cane stacks and just making a carpet of mini health kits all over the place, and that's fun. That was fun, but consider that you're going to use that on your solo queue MVM tour. I don't think I should recommend that. Yeah, just don't use it. 25% more damage from explosive target, explosive damages is just a way too big deal. Yeah. And this Rap Assassin. Same thing as Cleaver, I guess, but there's a difference. In order to use the Cleaver, you need to give up the Mad Milk, but in order to use the Rap Assassin, the only thing you need to give up is a Phantom War, which is not even a big deal. Because I said, the Scout's whole strategy, revolves around the Mad Milk, not a pan. Like I said, there is plenty of ways to make your weapon deal more damage. Soldiers' banners, make the medic's crit streak. So Scout's melee isn't a big deal. So in that case, I think it should go C tier. Rap Assassin Ball can actually kill tank. I tested the 60,000 HP tank. It took 2,308 balls. You fucking canceled the Christmas by using that amount of ornaments. Belifax, and you shouldn't do that. Christmas will come late because of that. No more melees. Bad. Underwhelming. Like I said, the bad is just a underwhelming, there's no return reviews. Same thing goes to the atomizer. Whether you're using this or not, nothing's gonna change a big time. And this... underwhelming too, I guess. Yeah. There's no reason to use it too, right? The sun on a stick. I mean, Scout gets ginormous amount of overheal by collecting the money. Then why you need to resist a 1 damage per tick? And I am kinda tempted to add frying pan, printing machete, and ham on specialized because of the sheer meme potential, but I need to be serious about this, right? One joke is enough. I don't think we need more than 1 joke. But yeah, because of that, others goes to underwhelming. This is the Scout MVM weapons tier list. That's it. Let's just start it. So, Soldier's Primary. Let me just start with a default rocket launcher. Solid. It's always a good choice. Some might say that Beggar's Bazooka is better, but it deals enough damage. And Beggar's Bazooka's 3-degree deviation can really harm your gameplay sometimes, so... It deals more than enough damage, and it has its precise... You can aim it more precise than the Beggar's Bazooka, so... Well, DPS-wise, Beggar's Bazooka can be better, but, well, if... There are some pros and cons, so yeah, I think it deserves to be S tier. I use it all the time, and many high tourists use them too, when they are not in a mood to use a Beggar's Bazooka, so. And same goes with a original, so it goes to S tier. And because I said that, Beggar's Bazooka is also going to be a S tier. Those are just a solid pick. If you're not familiar with the Beggar's Bazooka, you can use the default rocket or original, it's fine. If you need more firepower because your team is not doing well, you can always use the Beggar's Bazooka. It's just a preference and situation, that's it. But the one thing I'm sure is, these are all-time viable. Alright, next thing. Let's go for the Black Box. Black Box is just inferior version of the default rocket in MVM. Because Black Box's healing ability is kinda not that big. Back then when Black Box healed you 15 per enemy you hit, it was really good in MVM. Because if you hit a horde of robots, you can just become about 1 health to full health within 1 rocket. That was really good, but after they reworked the black box so you can only heal up to 20 per rocket, that became kinda underwhelming. But still, it deals same amount of damage as rocket. It's usable but underwhelming than rocket. That's it. So, let's go for the direct hit. Direct hit is quite underwhelming. Direct hit has the 20% more damage, right? Because of that, you can only upgrade the direct hit's damage only 3 times the MVM. So at the end, direct hit's damage will be same as normal rocket launchers. Only pro that direct hit has is faster projectile speed, which is not even a big deal. Maybe, if you have a good aim. If you have a good aim and you just want to abuse that 25% more damage in order to clear out the healthy giant robots in all the waves, maybe then I can consider direct hit as a specialized weapon. But most of the situations, yeah, direct hit is inferior than the rockets above. That's it. So, airstrike. Airstrike is really controversial. I've asked this to my MVM friends a lot. Some of them said, well, it's all-time viable weapon. Some of them said it's a gimmick weapon. Some of them said it has its use, but not that great all time. This is rather controversial, but I settled down my thought about this. This is specialized. There is time to use an airstrike barrage, the burst DPS, in order to deal with some giant robots, right? The only pro that airstrike has is you can combo with Crit Medic or with your max clip size upgraded in order to do a ton of damage to the tank. Maxed out airstrike plus Crit Medic and you using the ammo canteen in order to refill your whole clip of the airstrike, by far the best tank damage tactic. So burst damage wise, airstrike is really good. But the problem is the lack of the splash damage when you barrage up in the air, and the fact that you need to sacrifice the banners in order to use the base jumper. That is the problem. So this cannot be the S or A tier because you need to sacrifice some in order to get the burst damage. But it deserves to be a specialized one. If you want to get more burst damage, you can sacrifice the banner and get the airstrike. But in most scenarios, though, just normal rockets with banner will always be a solid choice. And next, Cow Mangler. Cow Mangler, this is a little controversial in my brain too. It has no random crit, but does it a big deal? Yeah, cannot use the crit canteen is kinda big deal, I guess. Yeah, so it should go to B tier. Anyway, the reason why I'm saying that Cow Mangler is a B tier, not C or D, is because that Cow Mangler has infinite ammo. If your team's engineer is not good, or like he don't know what the fuck he should do, and he's not rebuilding his dispenser in time or something, you need to use the Cow Mangler. To be honest, if your team's soldier is using a Cow Mangler, that just implies that he's not trusting your team's engineer. That's the fact. You can literally tell the teammate engineer's skill by looking at your team's good soldier's loadout. Is he using a Cow Mangler? That just means that your team's engineer sucks. Oh god. So yeah, it has its use, but yeah, because of the lack of the crit damage, well, burst damage wise is inferior than those solid choices. So it can be a B tier, but no more than that, I guess. Liberty Launcher. It's underwhelming. I mean, this is a rocket launcher, but it deals less damage. It is a rocket launcher, so you can use it, but there is not a significant upside for using it. But this is also, like I said, this is a rocket launcher, so you can upgrade your damage and all the sorts of things to deal more damage, to compensate the downside of the reliability launcher. But still, it's a reliability launcher. There is literally no reason to use this, sacrificing all the options above. But it's not a D tier because it deals enough damage to clear out the robots, so I can't tell that it's bad, but it's just a underwhelming, I guess. Let's go with a rocket jumper. That's it, I did the rocket jumper. Let's go for the secondary for soldier. So let's talk about these 3 banners first. Whatever the banner you use, it's always gonna be good for your teammates. This is the best soldier arsenal you can pick. These 3, the banners. If there's a crit robots are coming, you can use the baton's backup like a heavily hostility first and second wave. If your team needs a more firepower like usual, you can use a both banner. And if you need to survive and you need to boost the teammates' survivability, you can use the Conjurer. Conch plus Beggar's Bazooka is by far the most sturdy combo I've ever seen in MVM. Just saying. Anyway, these 3 banners are all deserves to be up in the S tier. Alright? Let's go for the other secondaries. This combo with Airstrike, it has its use, so Base Jumper is specialized. Common and shotguns don't. Gunboats. Bad, but rocket jumping around with a good maxed out Beggar's Bazooka is fun, so it is bad. It is really bad, but at least you can have fun with this. With shotguns, you can't. You literally fucking can't. This is just don't. With these shotguns, we literally can't do fucking shit with a soldier. This, at least it's fun. It's considerably fun than a shotgun, right? And next one. The man's thread. Same as combos. At least you can have some fun by stomping on the target, but there's literally no reason to use this. Unless you want to have some fun. Just consider these under C category. These are the weapons you shouldn't use. If you want to play the games, if you need to play the game seriously, alright? Under C, I mean under B. Under B, these weapons are the weapons you shouldn't use if your team needs to fucking win, alright? Okay, Rocket Bison. You might get surprised by this. Righteous Bison deals a lot of tank damage. I'm not fucking joking. Righteous Bison against a tank, unlike the rockets, it doesn't deal the self damage, and you can use the crit canton too. So if you max out your Righteous Bison, you can melt the tank down pretty quick. It has its use. It is not a full-time bio weapon unlike these, but it has its use. If you want to use this, you can use that and make it happen. And now go for the melees. Gotta do that first, for obvious reason. Hop Jatoichi. Specialized. There are robots called Samurai Demos in 2 city missions, which wields a Hop Jatoichi. You know where this is going, right? You can one-shot them by swinging a Hop Jatoichi up against them. It's really risky because if you get hit by them while you're holding a Hop Jatoichi, you get one shot too, but you can use the Uber Canton too, right? So if you want to get rid of the Samurai Demos with ease, you can consider using the Hop Jatoichi. It's a really good weapon. And next one. Next specialized one is Equalizer. Equalizer is a tank destroyer. Oh well, manipulate your health goes down to about 1 health and use the Equalizer up against a tank. That's fucking devastating. You can use this with some solid tactic, not gonna lie. Market Gardener. It's a, to be honest, solid choice. S tier. You don't want to, you want to know why? Because Soldier's melee doesn't fucking matter. Soldier's melee doesn't fucking matter. 195 damage you can use always if you're skilled enough is actually a really good thing. If you have enough skill, this is just a free 195 damage. But I need to think about that, right? Actually, yeah, give me a second. I need to rethink about the Soldier's melee. Soldier's melee doesn't fucking matter, right? So if it has its use and it doesn't grant you any negativity, I think those all belong in S tier. That means Equalizer goes to S, Hap Jatoichi goes to S. These have solid tactic around them, and but just by holding this, you don't get any negative impacts, right? Yeah, if then, Market Gardener should go to the A, I guess. Market Gardener cannot one-shot the Samurai demos, nor deal quite a lot of damage against the tank. But it's still a 195 damage, whenever you can use. So, yeah, sorry Market Gardener, but you're just A tier. Those guys have its unique use, but you aren't. Sorry, man. And then this, yeah. You come along with the whip. It has its use, but compared with others, yeah. It's just a supportive weapon, so. And yeah, same with the escape plan. Just running fast doesn't gonna help to clear out the MVM mission, so that's it. I felt. Well, other soldier melees should go down here. I mean, literally there's no reason to use these. At least these have random crits so you can use, but yeah. And Pain Train. Is Pain Train funny in MVM? No. F. Solid F. And that's gonna be the Soldier's MVM weapon tier list. So, chop chop, let's start. Primaries. Without a doubt, Crusader's Crossbow, S. The burst heal you can do wherever you are. It's just way too powerful, man. You can pretty much save teammates from any distances. This is always a solid choice. Whether it's gonna be casual, or whether it's gonna be MVM, whether it's gonna be competitive, no matter what, no matter where you go, Crusader's Crossbow always stays on the top of the medic's primary thing, right? Others? Oh, but Overdose has its use. It makes you run fast. Did you just make the video about it? No. No matter what others said, these are inferior than Crusader Crossbow. No matter what. But in MVM, they have their use. Surprisingly. Due to Mad Milk Syringe upgrade. So if you use that, it's really good to save teammates from fighting up against the giant robots. Not gonna lie, I'm actually shocked that works that well. If you're a scout, if your team scout is not throwing the Mad Milk in the right places and right time, well, you can pull out the syringe and turn the giant robot into the ginormous health kit. That's a strategy, I should say. Yeah, those deserves to be in B tier. Next one. Kritzkrieg S tier, just S tier. Without a fucking doubt, Kritzkrieg deserves to be in S tier. I don't even need to explain this. Let's think about the Vaccinator. Vaccinator is really weird story. Vaccinator is also S tier. I said that Kritzkrieg is overpowered, really good, right? But there's one problem with the Kritzkrieg. It's not invulnerability or just a fast heal, so it's really hard to save the teammates with a Kritzkrieg. It's for damage boosting, not saving teammates, right? But Vaccinator is the best weapon to save teammates in MVM. Vaccinator's Uber can instantly revive teammates. Nearly instantly. With one Uber, with single Uber, 25% of Uber charge, then your dead teammates will rise again. You feel like a fucking necromancer or something. Well, in earlier waves that the Kritzkrieg doesn't matter a lot, like a Rothenburg missions, Vaccinator is really good. And on top of it, you can just nullify the crit damage. In handling hostility, there are mini crit robots and crit soldiers in first and second wave. Nullifying those and saving the reviving teammates really fast is a really good thing. If you know how to use the Vaccinator, you can actually match the Kritzkrieg. Vaccinator is really severely underrated medigun in MVM. It's always solid choice to use the Kritzkrieg, but if you know when and how to use the Vaccinator, Vaccinator is a solid choice. Because in later waves, to be honest, you don't even need that many crits because your team's gonna have enough firepower to deal with the robots anyways. So occasional 1 or 2 Canton specialists Canton sharing will be enough. In that case, the Vaccinator can actually match the Kritzkrieg. Especially in Rothenburg missions, in 2 cities. I use a lot of a Vaccinator in there. You guys should try it out if you're playing MVM. This is actually really good. Alright, next one. Medigun and Quick Fix. Medigun, specialized. The Quick Fix, specialized. Medigun, I should say it's underwhelming. So the reason why I'm saying that Medigun is underwhelming is, like I mentioned that the Canton specialist, right? You can share the Canton U-bout with teammates by upgrading the Canton specialist in Medigun upgrades. So by doing that, you can get Uber Canton with Kritzkrieg. And Uber Canton is cheaper than Crit Canton. Uber the Medigun plus Crit Canton is more expensive than Kritzkrieg plus Uber Canton. So it's just inferior version of the Kritzkrieg, to be honest. And making teammates invulnerable is a really good thing, but the problem is it doesn't do anything with the damage wise. So if your team is lacking firepower, the Medigun really can't do anything. Just extending your teammate's life for a few seconds, that's it. That's the extent of the Medigun can do. But Quick Fix, on the other hand, the reason why I ranked Quick Fix this higher than Medigun, is because Quick Fix has knockback nullifying ability. There is actually a fucking solid tactic with Spy in Metro Malice. Metro Malice 5th boss robot is a shooting a rapid fire revolting launcher, which induces a lot of knockback but not so much damage. So if you use the Quick Fix and block the robot's move and Uber the Spy, if the medic is using the shield or Uber, the robot's primary target will be set to the medic. If you combo that with a Spy in your team, you can infinitely backstab the Metro Malice 5th wave boss robot. That's a really solid tactic, not gonna lie. If you know how to use it, and you have a teammate to work with that, it is actually a good specialized tactic medigun. Now, melees! So, first things first.
Well done. Well done.
Do I even need to talk about this? S tier.
Well done.
You can just infinitely farm a fuck ton of Uber. It really combos well with the Kritzkrieg. In Empire Escalation, in Empire Escalation, basically Kritzkrieg and Uber Cell is the staple of MVM medic. And one more thing to mention, if you max out the swing speed of the Uber Cell, you can farm the Uber out of the Sentry Buster or any other robots within 3 seconds. 3 seconds! And next, Battle Cell. F. Do I even need to say anything about that? You need to risk yourself of just hitting the robots, with your cell anyways, and furthermore, you lose 10 max health. Your health comes 140. There's literally no singular reason to use a biocell in MVM. It's not even funny. Haha, funny organ? No! No! It can be funny, you know? Robots dropping organ when you shank them with a biocell. It's can be considered as funny, but it just doesn't grant you any more funny gameplay. It's just aesthetics. It's not funny, alright? It's F. It's solid F. Amputator, bad. It has pretty much no reason to use it, but at least you can heal teammates by using it as if it was a violin. It's kinda fun, right? And massive aura heal, maybe can help your teammates a bit.
Well done.
So I should say it's a gameplay-wise kinda funny. And Bonzo. What you guys think about the Bonzo? Just give me your thoughts, guys. What you guys think about the Bonzo? You wanna know the reason why? The Bonzo has the highest DPS among all of the medics melees. When you're playing 6 medics tag, Bonzo is actually a solid specialized tactic up against the tanks. Omega Brain. It has its use. Others too. And Solomon Bow. It's just underwhelming. 10% less swing speed. That means not even a high DPS compared with those. So I think it's not even funny, to be honest. Actually bad, but at least I should just call it like this. If you think about it, well, seeing robots' health is pretty much useless because the giant robot's health you can see that anytime you want. But seeing the little robot's health can be useful sometimes, and just hitting the robot with a fucking Hippocrates head is kinda funny. So yeah, it is bad compared with any other melees, but still have its use. Really niche and kinda worthless. And like I said, under B is just too bad. Just don't think about using it. Actually, let me think about it. Yeah, I think it's a C tier. I'm sorry, Bonzo. But the strategy I mentioned was just way too niche. There is no reason to use Bonzo in normal game, right? So that's it. That's gonna be the Medics MVM weapon tier list. That's it. Chop. Organized, finished. So let's start with Brass Beast. Solid. This is the gun made for MVM. 20% more damage by sacrificing your movement. Just way too good. It's kinda clunky to get used to it because due to 50% longer the rev of time, a generally slow movement speed, but still, if you get used to it, you can just fucking destroy any robots in your sight. I use Brass Beast 24/7. But also, Sasha deserves to be an S tier too. If you're not familiar with the clunky playstyle of the Brass Beast, minigun, well, deals not that much damage compared with a Brass Beast, but still ton of fucking damage. If you are remembering this, we're talking about Heavy, right?
Well done.
Heavy's minigun deals tons of damage. Even the Natasha, the lowest damage minigun, can shred you within a second. So, Sasha is just a all-rounder. If you're new or just a season-old player, you can use it and destroy the MVM lobby if you know how to use it properly. That's it. If you want more damage, you can use the Brass Beast, but if you want a more, flexible playstyle, you can always use the Sasha. So, I should say those two deserve to be in S tier as a whole. And let's go for the next one. Then, Natasha. Natasha is solid specialized. So it only deals 75% of the damage of the Sasha, but still, this slows down the target. This is really solid weapon up against the Super Scout Horde. I use it mostly in Metal Melee 3rd wave, when there are just way too many bots to care about and Super Scout comes over and over. When your team is struggling with the Super Scouts, using Natasha can be a saving grace. This is really kind of underrated weapon. Just because it has a damage downside, it's not implying that this is a bad weapon. It has its unique use and it does its job really perfectly. This deserves to be in B tier, solid B tier. And next thing, the Tomislav, underwhelming. You need to get close to robots at the first place, so why do you need to sacrifice your firing speed, which is a DPS? And Huron Heater. I feel like Huron Heater deserves to be in specialized too, because if you get close to the giant and wrap up and just set them on fire and shoot it, it's actually devastating. It deals more damage than a Sasha. So, thinking about that, it's actually really specialized one, I guess. It still does less damage than a Brass Beast overall, but if you want to get some faster movement like a Sasha, but also deals more damage than a Sasha up against the giants by setting them on fire, I think Huron Heater actually can be good. Let's go for the heavy secondary now. Sandwich, S tier. Because you mostly use minigun, so you don't need shotgun. You don't need shotgun. You're never gonna need a shotgun, unless you wanna fuck around with a fat scout, haha funny meme. 75% health pack whenever you can throw to your medic is a really solid choice. And if everything just gets destroyed, you can just heal yourself by eating this, so. Others, on the other hand, Banana, underwhelming. This is just a worse version of the sandwich in MVM, because you don't need to you don't need to kill yourself that much in MVM. You're gonna have a engineer, medic, and heal on kill upgrade. So you don't need to stop and munch the banana every 30 seconds. Unnecessary. And Dalakos bar. Same thing as a banana, I guess, underwhelming. The 50% more health is kinda not a big deal even, because it doesn't do anything with the overheal amount, so if your team's having a medic, well, this really doesn't make any difference. Yep. Alright, and the buffalo steak sandwich. Oh boy. Specialized. I'm just gonna set the buffalo steak sandwich there, and I will explain that later when I'm talking about the melees, right? Alright, let's move on to the shotgun. These shotguns, yeah, Fat Scout, I should admit it, it's fun at least. It's fun to see a Russian giant man running around with a shotgun and just pewing robots, alright? It's fun. God fucking damn it, I admit it, alright? It's fun, right? But it's bad, you shouldn't consider using this, alright? And let's go for the heaviest melee now. That's a tradition at this point, right? That's a tradition. Gloves of Thorning Undertale. GRU deserve to go in S tier. Because, well, granting you faster movement speed is always good. Comboed with a Brass Beast is really good, because if you're not familiar with the positioning with the Brass Beast, the faster movement speed that GRU presents you is really good. And next thing, Fist of Steel, it's A tier. It's not that good compared with the GRU. You can tank some more damage, but if you really think about it, MVM robots come in about 10 plus hordes at once. You can tank some damage, but it's still not gonna be enough. but still gives you the survivability, so it can be considered as a good weapon to use, good melee weapon to use. It's not bad, it's just worse than GRU, alright? Next thing, KGB, S tier. Maybe you guys haven't haven't expected this, but KGB, like I said, Heavy isn't a class that needs a melee weapon that badly, right? But by using the KGB, Heavy can be able to do the thing that he cannot do before. Burst damage. With KGB, you can do 195 damage per swing, which is enough to clear out the Ubermedics. That is especially useful in Empire Escalation Last Wave, where there are 20 Ubermedics are coming with each direct hit soldiers, crit direct hit soldiers. If your team has no burst damage dealers, this KGB is a really solid Ubermedic killer, and you can use it occasionally to boost your minigun damage to deal crit damage too. So, if you know how to use it, it's a solid choice. You can just run it 24/7 because, like I said, Heavy's melee choice doesn't affect the gameplay a lot. So, and next, Fist and a Poke Fist. Actually, let's go with the underwhelming. Just because they can do the taunt kill. It's fun. And like I said, Heavy's melee doesn't matter a lot. But still, they have some pros, but these, on the other hand, no. Only pro it has, compared with these, these have taunt kill. Yeah, that's it. And Holiday Punch. These two can at least swing 195 damage, right? This thing, on the other hand, 0. Bad. At least you can do the taunt kill and it doesn't grant you some negative effects, so it's usable. You can use this, but it's really bad compared with others. Back then, you can make those robots laugh by landing a crit swing on them, but it got patched about 6 years ago. Back then, you could able to detonate the Sentry Buster by making them laugh. And you could even able to stun the giant robots by making them laugh. That was a solid technique back in the days. Back in the days, Holiday Punch was here, specialized. I mean, no, not even specialized. It has its use, so it was S tier. You can just run it 24/7 and it has its use. But the problem is, now it's patched, so it just become D tier. Kinda sad. And there are... you know what? These have taunt kills at least, right? But these don't have taunt kills. These don't have any taunt kills, so... Stay with your friend Holiday Punch, everybody. The thing I really don't like about the Apocalypse is, in casual matches, when you land a crit swing with the Apocalypse, they fucking explode, right? But in MVM, robots don't give. That's really sad. If robots give, I might place it on B tier just due to seeing those exploding robots is just so satisfying, but that wasn't a thing, apparently. Sad. And now 2 things left. Eviction notice. To be fair, it can go here. You don't even need to use the melee, so it grants you the faster movement speed, but the problem is GRU is multiple times better than eviction notice. You can use this, but this is better. That's it. This is the reason why eviction notice stays here, but GRU stays up there. Alright? That's it. And finally, the warrior spirit. Specialized. You want to know why? Maxed out warrior spirit with buffalo steak sandwich is the best tank destroying strategy Heavy can do. Maxing out melee swing speed only costs 800. 800 credit in order to become a tank destroyer class. And nowadays, even the warrior spirit doesn't make your max health goes down about 20, right? Back in the days, using a warrior spirit makes your max health to 280, but nowadays don't. And one more use. This is not a two cities, but expert in decoy expert, there is a wave that tons of steel gauntlets are oncoming. Those steel gauntlets takes twice the damage from the melee. Because of that, Quick Fix Medic plus Warrior Spirit Heavy is actually a prominent strategy at that wave! You can fucking two-shot this Steel Gauntlet! A 900 health Steel Gauntlet with 2 random crit swings of the Warrior Spirit! That's really fun and really strong! Minigun takes longer than that! I'm not fucking joking, that's really strong up against the Steel Gauntlets. If you guys have a chance to play the expert, I really highly recommend to try that out with your teammates. That's really thing you guys should try. Alright? Anyway, that's the tier list for heaviest weapon in MVM. Alright? So let's go with that. Without a doubt, Red Ranger S. Do I even need to say anything about this? Is there any opinions opposing this? I really don't think so. Let's go for the next one. Widowmaker, specialized. You know that engineers' highest DPS up against a tank strategy is actually shooting Widowmaker, maxed out Widowmaker with your sentry gun. It can deal the damage as much as the plug pyro. Not gonna lie, it's a really solid tactic. Maxing out firing speed only costs 800 credits though. Yeah, that's not even a big invest. And next thing, Thompson. Specialized. You guys thought I will place down the Thompson here, right? You guys thought that I'll say that Thompson just sucks and has no use. No. Thompson is actually niche, but a really good tool up against the giant medics. Giant medics spawn with 100% uber charged, and they pop the uber as soon as their health goes down below 100. So you need to jump over the 100 health threshold, but with the heavy and pyro kind of classes, it's really hard. You need to nullify those uber at the first place sometimes, and for that, Thompson can help that. So if your team is kinda not good and they're likely to pop the uber, then you can just change to Thompson for a short amount of time, then help the teammates out. It has its solid use. It's specialized. Solid specialized weapon. And next one, Frontier Justice. D. It has no special use, not gonna lie. Compared to Last Ranger, it can't save your sentry guns. Compared to Widowmaker, it can't deal significant damage up against a tank. Compared to Thompson, it can't help teammates. It's just not good. It's not worth to sacrifice to a Widowmaker or Red Ranger, or even Thompson.
Well done.
Frontier Justice is underwhelming and bad. And other two shotguns, F. It has no use. At least Frontier Justice can technically one-shot the Uber medics by doing 180 crit meat shot. These two can't do shit. If your teammate's engineer is using shotgun or panic attack, you need to evade that server. You need to get out of that server. That just implies that that engineer just fucking dumb. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to make fun of the new players. It's just a fact. That just implies that they don't fucking have any idea how to play MVM engineer. So why do you need to waste your time by playing with him? Next one, Wrangler. Do I even need to say anything about that? Actually, one thing. In MVM, the buildings are instantly get set up, so after using the Wrangler, sentry gun kinda disables for 1 or 2 seconds, right? By just placing up the sentry gun and instantly put it back, well, you can just nullify that downtime. That's a really good tactic. If you get used to it, it's gonna save a lot of time. And next one, short circuit. Specialized. Oh, it's a lot of projectiles in one contained area, like the Metro Malice, the second wave, a lot of batons backup soldiers coming from the catwalk. That's a really good way to use a really good situation to use the short circuit. And the Rothenburg Castle Gate. That's the another way to use the short circuit. But Wrangler is all-rounder. You can use Wrangler no matter what, but short circuit, if you're playing with bad players, using short circuit gonna grant you some bad memory about it. Next thing, pistol. Don't. Do I need to say about that? Do I need to say anything about that? Yeah, at least it's fun. Shooting the pistol with the maximum velocity is kind of fun, but no. I should warn the new players. Just don't use. No, it's fun. Sorry, it's fun. I had a lot of fun using the pistol with an engineer back in the day, so I can't deny that. It's actually fun, but just don't. Just don't. Like I said, under B, weapons under B is the weapon you shouldn't use if you need to win the game of MVM, alright? Just, you shouldn't use under B. Please. Alright, next thing. Now, melees. Good. And next, Jag. S tier. And wrench, A tier. Some might argue about this. Yeah, engineer can use knife, machete mechanic. Let me explain about the Jag in MVM. People might say that using wrench is better in MVM. Even Uncle Dane said that, so. But in fact, Jag is better in most of the scenarios. Jag's downside is that compared to the wrench, has lesser healing per second. And its damage is low, and it needs to hit Sapper 3 times to remove it, right? That's the 3 cons compared with wrench. But those 3 are not even a big deal, if you think about it. Low heal per second, you never turtle with your sentry gun in MVM. You always wrangle your sentry gun, and if your sentry gun is about to die, you use the canton in order to save that sentry gun to full health. So, less heal per second doesn't make any difference. And second, less damage. Well, if you're the only survivor who need to kill the Uber medic with one shot, 195 is better than 146 because 146 cannot one shot at 150. But that just doesn't make any sense because if your team lets you play that kind of situation, that means that your team is fucking sucks. Engineer need to melee robots. In that kind of situation, you should just leave the server. That means your teammates are not doing their job correctly. Alright? So the less melee damage doesn't make any difference. And it one-shots a spy anyways. It's a more than enough damage. And third thing, you need to swing 3 times in order to destroy the sapper. Doesn't make any difference because spies are some waves don't even have a spies, and even the spies comes, if your soldier is aware, you don't even have any difficulty. And even if you're using the wrench, if your sentry is sapped while you're wrangling it, you need to abandon the sentry anyways. There's literally no reason to not use the Jag. Wrenches, you can use the wrench, but actually it's kind of inferior. Think about this. Jag's pro is actually really huge. You can build the sentry gun really fast, even without the canton. If you're lacking some canton, or you have a short downtime, so you can save the canton, you can use the Jag in order to build the sentry gun really fast. That's a really big upside. And second thing is, because of the faster swing speed, you can actually recharge the sentry gun bullet much faster than the wrench. That's a big deal because, like I said, you're most likely to wrangle the sentry gun 24/7. But Red Stranger cannot recharge the ammo of the sentry gun, so you need to manually smack the fucking sentry gun in order to refill that. So faster swing speed actually makes that much significantly faster. Alright? Not saying that you cannot use the range, but this is better. Jag is better. And the Southern Hospitality, it's just underwhelming. It's just a downgrade of the wrench. Like I said, the wrench is worse than Jag, and Southern Hospitality is worse than wrench. Why do you even need to use this? And Eureka effect. Bad. It's just a bad version of the wrench too. You can teleport back to the base, but you can upgrade two-way teleporter in order to make the teleporter work in both ways. And it makes the sentry gun build really slow when you're making it from the solid ground without using the canton, right? And you get 20% less ammo from dispensers and ammo kits, and that's a big deal. You don't want that. You don't want that. You can use it, but worse than any other options on top of there. And Gunslinger. Stay down here. Warning, warning, warning. If your engineer in your team is using shotgun, pistol, Gunslinger at the same time, I highly recommend you to, escape from the server. If other players agree, I even recommend you to kick that guy from the server. Using these three at the same time means that he's not gonna fucking play the game. It just implies that you don't have any obligation to go carry trolls. Alright? Gunslinger has no use. That's it. That's the end of the Engineer MVM weapon tier list. So let's start. Spy's revolver first. If you guys don't know, Spy doesn't have any primary. These are secondary. Diamond on the back, solid choice. 102 damage bullet you can use and stack so when you perform a backstab, it's really good. You rarely use a revolver with a Spy, but in that kind of occasion, you want some burst damage, so. Now, Electron J. Like I said, you're not gonna use a revolver that much, so. But you can use this to charge your clock meter. I mean the Death Ringer clock. So yeah, I think it's specialized. The damage wise, it's not good. Revolver and Enforcer goes here. It deals the damage and it has a random crit. Against the tank, the best bet is maxing out your revolver, but if there's a tank, you shouldn't play the Spy, so. Enforcer goes same. I mean, actually, Enforcer is the worst version of the revolver, so it just goes here. And Ambassador, D tier. Actually, I think it's better than D at least, because if you can headshot the robots, it means that you can do some burst damage, so. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's better than D, I mean. I had some bad experience with Ambassador, so I instantly thought that Ambassador was D, because back then I was playing MVM. Somebody asked me to get a 5 kill streak with Ambassador headshot only in MVM, and that mission was fucking painful, so. Oh, that is the reason why I instantly set the Ambassador to D, but if I thought about that again once more time, then yeah, it has crit damage you can always use if you have a decent aim. So yeah, I think it's solid A tier. You can use these three no matter what. If you want to go charge your clock faster, it's good. If you want to have some worse version of the revolver, well, you can use the Enforcer too, so. And next one. The melee weapon for the Spy. Basically the primary. Counter-Burst Kunai, S. Some might argue that Counter-Burst Kunai is not an S. But I'm talking about the Operation 2 cities. Counter-Burst Kunai is not actually an S tier in other missions. An expert, you need to actually only care about the giant medics. In that case, less health actually can be a big problem, because Counter-Burst Kunai's pros comes out from the you stabbing some weenie robots in order to get health back fast. But in the expert missions, your only job is killing giant medics, and that's the only thing you do. In that case, less health, because it makes your survivability goes down, and yeah, that's not good. But in 2 cities, there will be always a Winnie you can stab. So, using a kunai vs kunai will be always better in here, in 2 cities. And double knife goes to A. And comically large knives goes to A too, because it's just a reskin. And just a reskin, but it's a golden frying pan. I forgot to add that on the top at the start. Oh, just please drop to me. Anyway, normal knives are just fine, but the problem is it has no health regen. You need to manually buy the health regen upgrade or heal on kill. Actually, for spy, only for the spy, health regen upgrade is actually slightly better than the heal on kill. You'd rather just buy 2 at the same time, but yeah, most of the time. Big earner in 2 cities, it just is nearly same as the just a strong knife. Not gonna lie. 100 health can be dangerous, but if you caught on aggro, well, you're gonna die anyways, even whether you're having 100 to 125 or 10 100 so. If you can abuse the speed boost after a stab and the clock recharge, it's actually good. I'm not that skilled in 2 cities. There are just way too many Winnies to perform a trick stab on the robots or something. Yeah, that's actually a thing. I recently found it out. So not gonna be that useful than kunai vs kunai, alright? And this Spycicle. If there is a pyro robot in mission, you shouldn't fucking pick the spy! If you catch a fire as a spy, every single robot will start to target you. If there's a pyro robot, you shouldn't fucking play the spy! Alright? So, considering that you don't play spy in pyro wave, then it's just same as stone knife. Little bit more funny, because robots do turn into the ice, so I don't get it. And lastly, your eternal reward. You shouldn't use this. You should not. You never use it. You shouldn't fucking use this. Not at all. Never. I'm saying this. I'm saying this right now, right here. You never pick this up in MVM. Let me explain why. In normal casual games, you instantly disguise to the target you stabbed with this, right? In MVM, it takes full 3 seconds. That's more than enough.
Water.
It has no reason to use, it's impossible to use, and it fucking sucks. You shouldn't use this. That's it. Spycicle would be 5 times better if it turns Backstab Giant to Giant Ice Statues. Yeah, I want that. I want that. Not gonna lie. Think about that. If you stab the fucking Giant with a golden frying pan and they turn into a fucking golden statue, that would be fucking glorious. But why? Why they don't implement that? Oh god. Let's move on to the Spy's watches. Deadringer S. Without a doubt, Deadringer S. It's just a get out of the jail free card. That's it. That explains this whole. Other 2 watches, I'd say you shouldn't use, because these 2 don't grant you any survivabilities. You're gonna die. When you catch on to some bad situation, sticky situation, you're gonna die. Deadringer can escape. Other 2 will make you die. That's it. That is it. Sappers are pretty much the same. But if you sap the robots. Because of that, this will be like this. If you sap the engineer robot's sentry guns, red tape recorder will take billions of years in order to get rid of the sentry. But Sapper can do it faster. Sapper is slightly better than the red tape recorder, but to be honest, they are just mostly the same. If you're only caring about the sapping the robots, they are exactly the same. But the problem is, you sometimes not very often, but you sometimes have to sap the engineer's billings. In that case, red tape recorders not gonna be that useful. To be honest, just consider this as this, but I'm just saying that. There's a difference. Because of that, I'm saying that red tape recorder is A tier, not S. That's it. And this is the MVM weapon tier list for Spy. Here it goes. S tier. Iron Bomber. Of course. You know, Iron Bomber is just a straight upgrade to the grenade launcher. Everybody knows that, right? Because of the bigger hitboxes and the faster explosion time of the rollers. Yeah, generally, Iron Bomber considered as better grenade launcher, and it's the fact. The only reason I'm using the grenade launcher in MVM is because I have the Australia. Sorry guys. And Rock and Load. Underwhelming. It's worse grenade launcher in MVM, so pretty much no reason to use it. But it's just a grenade launcher, so it's not gonna harm you that much. And loose cannon. Loose fucking cannon. Specialized. If you spam the loose cannon, it can harass the teammates a lot, but if you use the loose cannon at the right place at the right time, it's really good. It can knock back the robots haven't came down to the ground. That's a big thing. So you can knock the robot back with the loose cannon and make them stack together. And you can make them explode with one sticky trap. That's a solid tactic on the Empire Escalation 5th wave, where a lot of the black box soldiers are coming at once. Additionally, you don't need to use your sticky bomb to rocket jump. You can use the cannon jump. That's occasionally useful, and you can just self-detonate yourself over and over in order to make your medic charge the Uber faster. So it has many uses, and it's really good. But generally, damage-wise, not good compared with those. That's it. And next, Alibaba's rebooties. Specialized. If you're going to use the normal sticky bomb, using it with the Alibaba's rebooties can be a nice idea. But if you're going to use the Scottish resistances, it's not really good. So yes, using this with this is not good, but using this with this, well, that's good. And lastly, base jumper. Don't. It has no use. And next one, Scottish resistance, gonna be S tier. That's just solid fucking S tier. No one can say no about that. 14 stickies, crit boosted, can one-shot any giants, unless they are bosses. If you are down to play Demoman in MVM, you should learn how to use the Scottish resistance. It's that useful. Next thing, sticky bomb launcher. It's good. It's good. But Demoman is the class revolves around with the theme of the burst damage, right? Consistent damage, heavy is better in that way, and soldier can do the same. So to use Demoman, you need to focus on the burst damage in order to differentiate from the other classes. So using the sticky bomb launcher makes your trap about half the damage. It's enough to clear out the Uber medics, but it can't clear out the giant robots with one shot. So it's inferior than the just Scottish resistance. But it's a good weapon if you're not familiar with the Scottish resistance, so yeah, it's a solid option, but you need to get used to using the Scottish resistance in one day. Yeah. And quick weapon launcher. Underwhelming. You can deal damage, but the clip size is 4. Pretty much nothing more. It's just an inferior version of the sticky bomb in MVM, so there's pretty much no reason to use it. And sticky jumper, do not! Do I even need to talk about this? Do I even need to talk about this? Stop, don't ever try to do this. Don't ever try to use this in MVM. That's it. And next thing, shields. I hope that Solar Light isn't in this chat right now. going Demoknight, whether it's hybrid or not, in MVM, especially in early waves, is fucking death sentence. I mean death sentence for yourself, the Demoknight. So Demoknight is a class. It's really weird in MVM. In later waves, you can do pretty much whatever you want, so you can try Demoknight out. And hybrid Demoknight actually can deal as much damage as Soldier if you're good with your pipe aim. I tried it multiple times and it was fun. But the problem is, then there is no reason to play Demoman. Like I said, Demoman differentiate from other DPS classes because the high burst damage that only he can do. Using these targets just removes the reason to play Demoman. Seriously. If you're gonna use shields, you're just going to play a worse soldier most of the case. Worse soldier. If you want to have fun on later waves, you're down to play it, but in earlier waves, when you need to play the game seriously, you shouldn't. You shouldn't use this. Anyway, next. Gold! Gold! You know what? Demo's melee doesn't matter that much. So, I'm gonna do it like this. Islander, B tier. This is a high risk, high reward weapon. If you get to stack your head and survive long enough, it's a really good weapon. But if your team is not good and you're gonna die a lot, you better just change it to the normal melees. Hapjatoichi, S tier. It doesn't grant you some negative effect like the pain train, 10% vulnerability, oh god. And it can one-shot the samurai demos, like I explained with the soldier one, right? So it's pretty much, and you can self-damage yourself by using this too. Like, pull it out and put it back, pull it out, put it back. You can help medic to charge it super faster with this too. Really good. And next, Scotsman Skull Cutter. Yeah, in that case, it's specialized. Back in the days, I used to use a lot of Skull Cutter because it only slows you down when you pull it out, so. But yeah, using Skull Cutter, you can max out your Skull Cutter's damage and swing speed, and deal be the tank destroyer, because Skull Cutter is the only weapon that has a random crit. And tank is not the target you can change the crit, because tank doesn't spit out any weenies, right? So against the tank, Scotsman Skull Cutter is the best option. And bottle, frying pan, ham, those kind of normal melees. To be honest, those all deserve to be in on S. Yeah. These stock melees doesn't harm you by equipping it. And it's just a solid choice. You can pull it out fast and swing it with some high damage occasionally. Hapjatoichi is a solid option too, but it has no random crit and it has long pull-out motion, so if you're not familiar with the clunky Hapjatoichi, well, these are the solid options. It's not gonna harm your sticky and grenade gameplay, right? So, and let's go for the others. Underwhelming. I mean, you can still use it as a 55 damage melee even after the explosion, right? So it's usable at least. At least Ulapucaber doesn't get you any disadvantages by just equipping it. It's just a clunky and useless weapon, that's it. Let's just first read the first and the first raider. You shouldn't use this. Unless you go with Demoknight. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna separate this Demoman tier list. This is the bomb Demoman, sticky Demoman tier list, alright? Sticky demo tier list, and I will make the Demoknight tier list later, alright? After this. For bomb Demoman, Persian Persuader is not the thing you shouldn't fucking use. Because Persian Persuader deletes your 80% of the ammo. You cannot do a bomb Demoman gameplay with this. not at all. And next, the Claymore, bad. For the bomb Demoman, pretty much you have no reason to use unless you're gonna use a shield. I said that I'm gonna split the Demoman and Demoknight weapon sets, right? Then the shields are the deciding factor. I mean the factor that divides the Demoknights and Demoman. So yeah, I'm gonna remove these from the list for now. And this paint train, no cons, I mean no pros, because there is no capture points in MVM, and 10% plus the bullet vulnerability isn't a big deal, but still a negativity disadvantage. You don't want that. And if you're not gonna use the shield, Claymore has no upside. Then it deserves to be here. Yep, that's it. This is the tier list for bomb Demoman, the sticky Demoman, just the default Demoman in MVM. Alright? Primaries. If you're gonna play Demoknight in early waves, you should play hybrid. The full Demoknight from wave 1 it's same as I'm just gonna throw the game, carry me, that's it. You shouldn't do that. So you need to use the grenades. Hybrid Knight properly, you should go for the Iron Bomber. That's the first thing you should use, and grenade launcher is good, but worse than the Iron Bomber. And lock and load, like I said, like I did before, on the ramming compared with the other two. And loose cannon has its use, but you're not gonna use the you're not gonna use the sticky bomb, right? Then the strategy I mentioned, the stalling the giant robots in order to make your sticky bomb traps more efficient, is not gonna work in here. That means loose cannon actually goes down in Demoknight session, and this is specialized. Alibaba's Weeboot is specialized because unless you go, if you're gonna play full Demoknight, you need that, but if you're gonna play hybrid Demoknight, you shouldn't use that. That's it. That's a specialized. And lastly, you shouldn't use this. Why do ever Demoknights use this? That's it. And shields. S tier. If you're playing hybrid Demoknight, pretty much you should only use this, because it's free explosive resistance upgrade. And other two, to be honest, this is underwhelming. Only can do a mini crit, you won't be able to kill the Weenie robots with one shot. And Splendid screen has a less resistance, so yeah, it's just worse charge and charge. It charges your charge faster, so in later waves it's good, it's better than the, yeah, if that's case, it's specialized. In later waves, the Splendid screen is better than the charge and charge, but in early waves, and if you need to play the hybrid knight, well, charge and charge is always better. Now for the melees. If you're gonna play hybrid Demoknight, I really shouldn't encourage this gameplay style though. Islander is S, not gonna lie. And Person Persuader should be specialized, because if you go full the Person Persuader loadout like this, if you see, this is really good. You can pretty much charge 24/7 with this. But the problem is you can't use this with grenades, so this is a specialized thing. Claymore is pretty much underwhelming. If you equip the shield, you can upgrade your melees to do crit after kills for 2 seconds. And for the swords, on top of that, you can upgrade the damage. So this is a sword too, so you can upgrade the damage, but the problem is it makes you 15% more vulnerable from all the damage sources. So because of that, I think, yeah, it's not even funny. I should call it funny, I guess, because you can do some crazy trimping, I guess, but only Starlight can know. So, and Hapja Toichi, pretty much solid choice. It still have the damage upgrade and crit on kill upgrade. It's a safer version of the Islander, I say. Yeah, that's it. Islander has a high risk, high reward, and Hapja Toichi is generally a low risk, low reward, I should say. And Ulapucaber, just fucking Caber. god. It's not even funny. Not funny. Not even funny. You need to die and respawn in order to get one more caber. It's not funny. Ah. And it's custom Skullcutter. Like I said, this is a specialized axe for the tank. And now only melees. Just a default melees left. Yeah, underwhelming. Those has some random crits, so it's actually random crits and has no damage vulnerability. So, yeah, it's better than the Claymore, I guess. Still, you'd better just use the sword, a proper sword, if you're gonna play Demoknight. It's a solid option, it has no downside, but the problem is you need some crazy upsides in order to play the Demoknight properly in MVM. And this is the tier list for the MVM Demoknight. But the problem is, like I said, you shouldn't play Demoknight in MVM. Unless your team is so good and understands that you're gonna play Demoknight. Unless you shouldn't play Demoknight in MVM. You shouldn't. That's it. Sniper tier list. Hitman's Hitmaker. Without a doubt, S tier. You can destroy any robot if you have enough aim. And next gonna be the Machina. A tier, Machina.
Bonus ducks!
Burst
Classic
damage
should
wise.
go S tier.
Classic go S tier. Yeah, here it goes. S tier. Anyway, Machina is actually good, but DPS wise, Hitman's Hitmaker is better. But Machina's fully charged and fully damage maxed out shot can deal 1k, 1035 damage. That burst damage is quite a lot. So, if you need to hide and charge your shot because robots are just firing at you with fury, well, in that case, the Machina can be better. That's why I sometimes swap up the Hitman from the Machina to the Machina. And next, this Bazaar Bargain. It's a really good sniper rifle for early waves. In early waves, you need to conserve ammo. Bazaar Bargain lets you charge faster, makes you deal heavy damage really quick. So yeah, that's the reason why I use Bazaar Bargain in early waves when I play MVM. That's really good. Still, Hitman Hitmaker is overall better, but Bazaar Bargain, you can use it for early waves and you can get some significant job done. Not a weapon that you should overlook. And next, just default sniper rifles. It's kinda underwhelming. To be honest. It's just A tier, yeah. These sniper rifles are the sniper rifles that can make you win, no matter what. If you have enough aim, if you have good enough aim, these sniper rifles, no matter what sniper rifle you use in this 5, you're gonna have a good time. That's it. And next. Oh damn. 3 idiots. Underwhelming. Jarate effect is good, but the sheer damage is quite low. But still, it's usable. It's usable, but you can't do a burst damage to a single target like any other sniper rifles do. Actually, Classic is D tier. You know what? Yeah, Classic is a D tier. Huntsman is worse. Because Classic can still do the hit scan headshot explosion. That's a really big thing. Huntsman on the other hand, it can't do it. Huntsman is the worst sniper primary among all of these. Pretty much the Huntsman is the reason why I hate to see big YouTubers making videos about MVM. Disclaimer, I'm not hating Fan Magic or Soundsmiths because of this, but I hate the viewers trying to mimic those YouTubers. Alright? So back in the day, Soundsmiths and Fan Magic uploaded a video of them playing Huntsman in MVM, right? And many people saw it. And that made a little plague. Huntsman Sniper Plague in Manhattan. I've seen a lot of Huntsman insta-locking snipers after that video. And 99% of them haven't even cleared out the Uber medics, haven't even dealt enough damage, haven't even survived well. That plague destroyed a handful of MVM lobbies. It's not YouTubers' fault, it's more like the viewers' fault, but still, those videos literally fucking destroyed some of my MVM experiences. I'm not still saying that Soundsmiths and fanmates should feel sorry about that or something, but you guys, every single one in this universe should understand that YouTuber did so I can do it isn't a right thing! Huntsman is F tier. It's just for fun. But if you use this in early waves, your teammates isn't gonna have fun. So I'm just gonna place it down here, F tier. Maybe later I can change my mind, but for now, because of those bad impressions, I will say that Huntsman's F tier from these listings. I mean, compared with other sniper rifles, it's only projectile, you know. Only use Huntsman when you're playing MVM with your friends though. That's it, that is it. Let's go for the sniper secondaries. Cozy Camper, S tier. You might kinda surprised. Cozy Camper because sniper secondary isn't even a big deal. You might say that, then what about the Jarate? It's specialized. You don't need the Jarate. You said Jarate can slow the target, right? Because that's the reason why you want to upgrade the Jarate and use the Jarate, right? But there's a problem. Headshot can also slow down the target. Yeah, for the Super Scouts, you need some Jarate, and that's the reason why I'm saying it's specialized. When there are a lot of Super Scouts, you need to use the Jarate, but in most cases, you don't need it. You'd rather just get some passive healing. Because Sniper has a high aggro. Sniper has really high aggro compared with other classes in my experiences. So you're gonna get peppered down by the scouts and rockets from any damage sources. So getting a passive healing is a really good. That is why I'm saying that Cozy Camper is S, but Jarate is B. And next, Cleaner's Carbine, specialized. I will explain that later in melee section, but it's really specialized. And Darwin's Danger Shield, there's literally no reason to use it. And a Razorback, specialized. Razorback, there's a glitch that you can have a ginormous amount of a health with the Razorback. With that, considering that it's specialized, but in order to get your health up to about a few millions, you need to spend about 1 to 2 minutes, so it's kinda situational. It's just for fun, to be honest. If you want to know the details about the Razorback glitch I'm mentioning, well, just Google the Razorback MVM glitch. That's it. SMG. Don't. Yeah, it's fun. SMG. Maxing out SMG is fun, so... yeah, let's make the Huntsman up to the font, so yeah. Maxing out SMG is fun, but literally there's no reason to use it. Like I said multiple times, under B is not the weapons you should use. Let's go for the sniper melees. Good. And Bushwhacker S tier. Comboed with this Bushwhacker, to be honest, Sniper is the class that you don't need to pull out your melee. You don't even need to pull out your melee seriously, unless you need to kill the tank. Comboed with a Cleaner's Carbine and Bushwhacker, you can destroy the tank as fast as Flog Pyro. Always a solid choice, Bushwhacker. And next. Actually, for Sniper, other melees actually works too. Default melees are S tier too. I said Bushwhacker has no downside, but there's actually one downside. It has no random crit. Because of that, if you're confronting some spies, you need to take them down by yourself, default melees can be a better idea. Bushwhacker is a solid choice, but well, these are solid choice too. Those are the S tier. Jahansha. You're most likely to maintain your full health, so yeah, Sometimes good when it goes below 50% of your health, but well, it's unlikely to happen, so it's just A tier. Lastly, it's just underwhelming. It deals just way too little damage. You can use it, but why? Why you use? That's gonna be the sniper MVM sniper weapon tier list. So, the Pyro. Pyro is by far the most controversial class in MVM. Compared with Heavy, Flamethrower deals less damage. Heavy will be always better at sustained damage. Let's look at the burst damage. Demo, Soldier, Sniper are always better than Pyro. Even if Pyro is using the Gas Passer need to charge. You need to charge and you need to get close to the target. But those classes, they don't even need to get close to the target. It's the same or even better the burst damage. So burst damage wise, those three classes are better than Pyro. Pyro is outclassed by the other classes in any damage type, right? Then why some high tours play Pyro? Because the Pyro is the class can melt down the tank fastest. With using the plug and looking up the technique, if you don't know what it is, just Google it up. Pyro is by far the cheapest and easiest class to melt down the tank, and by far the fastest. So that is basically the reason why Pyro is prominent tank destroyer class in MVM. But still there's a problem. Like I said, Pyro's overall damage against normal robots are outclassed by other classes, right? But that's not only problem. Pyro has an air blast. You might say, well, having an air blast as an option is a good thing, right? This is the thing. I'm talking about the MVM solo queue mana. In that kind of situation, unexpected knockback from your teammates comes in, and that's an air blast. You can spam it. What will gonna happen? Your teammates' aim and plan might get destroyed by one mindless air blast. I've seen a lot of stick trap getting destroyed by the brain dead Pyro air blasting a giant robot. I've seen countless super scouts getting passed through the line because Pyro air blasted, and I've seen a lot of people dying by the air blasted sentry buster. And like I said on earlier in the stream, new players worships knockback. They think stalling the robots is the key to win in MVM. I really don't get it, but they really think it like that. So they spam the air blast and just fight themselves. I'm just trying to win. And air blasting doesn't deal damage, right? So if teammates are all dead and you dies too, well, the giant robot can proceed without a single harm. Stalling is not a key feature to win. Doing the damage in time is the key feature. Air blast in right situation can extend the time. It can help some of it, but mindless air blasters is just not the thing. And there's a gas passer too. Why do I hate the gas passer? Despite the fact the gas passer is really powerful and really useful tool, that is the problem. Gas passer is overpowered. And that is the reason why I hate it. In solo queue, if there is a gas passer Pyro, it's most likely to be like this. 1. The Pyro is really brain dead and he just spams the gas passer and misses the crucial targets like Uber Medics or something. 2. The Pyro is really good and he throws the gas at the right time at the right situation. And the robots are instantly get jabbed. So the first example is just pain in the ass. Pain in the ass. They picked the Pyro, so they need to deal some Pyro with the gas, so they need to deal with the Uber Medics properly, right? But they just throw the gas to the giant medic, which don't have the Uber Medic. Despite the fact the Uber Medic, giant robot with the Uber Medic is coming right after. Those kind of things, those kind of Pyros are the ones who destroys the lobby the most. I made a statistics about it, and wave 1 insta-locking low tour Pyros were about 70% of them were that bad. They just don't think about the uber-medic drops or something. Just they store the gas without brain. They just store the gas because they charged it. They just store the gas because they charged it. Oh, there's an uber-medic. I don't have the gas. Then guess I die. That's it. Yeah, you guys can tell that why I hate those kind of pyros. And the second type of pyro comes in. The pyro can use the gas passer properly. Why do I hate them? Because it makes the game really boring. Gas passer lasts on the ground for 5 seconds. No Winnie robots can escape that. They will die instantly. Other DPS classes pretty much lose their job. They cannot shoot at a singular robot because pyro already distributes the gas. They will die even before you shoot a rocket. The game become way too easy. And people might say, why? Then you just take it to get some air AFK and get some tea or something, right? Isn't it a good thing? But think about this. MVM is not the unboxing.
Well done.
MVM can be considered as an glorified unboxing, but people plays MVM. Despite the fact they know that MVM is not profitable because they want to play the game. But good gas passer pyros removes the gameplay, your role. That is the problem. If they are skilled enough at least, like a really skilled high torch sniper or really skilled Demoman, you can at least learn from their gameplay, right? At least you can understand that because they played a lot of games and they are skilled and you can actually learn something from them. But from the gas passer pyro, the thing you can see is throw. Fucking boring. That's called bad game design. It's just equal to adding a win button in the game. First few times, pressing win button over and over can be fun because wow, look at all those robots getting instantly jabbed. Wow, I love to press this win button, but the more and more you press the win button, it gets stale. It removes the gameplay of the MVM. Your role becomes irrelevant because your pyro is playing gas passer. Overpowered is not good in MVM. That's why I hate gas. If the pyro who's using the gas is bad, it's painful. Because pyro has air blast option too. It's much painful than other classes doing bad. And if the pyro with gas is good, the game gets unbearably boring. Whether pyro is good or not, you're gonna suffer because of the pain or boredom. This is the reason why high tours hate to play pyro nor want to play with the pyro. Whether they are good or not, it's really bad experience. Anyway, regarding that, let's start listing the pyro weapons and finish this MVM tier list thingy. So plug S tier. Well, like I said, the pyro is a tank destroying specialist, right? Then yeah, you should use a plug. And next, backburner. You know what? Backburner is actually S tier. To be honest, backburner is a straight upgrade of Degreaser or the Flamethrower in MVM. You cannot air blast that much? Well, you don't even need to air blast that much, and you can upgrade your ammo size. So it doesn't matter a lot. So the backburner becomes a situational crit or the Flamethrower. Straight upgrade. If you know how to use it, backburner is really good. Tank wise it's not very good, so then I should just move it to specialized. But anyway, it's really good option. You shouldn't overlook this. Now, Dragon's Fury. A. It's generally considered as a, sleeper weapon, right? People, like a GG's and many others made a video, power tier kind of thing. And yeah, in MVM, it's inferior than a plug, tank damage wise, but it's good still. It deals a lot of damage though. Flamethrower and Lane Blower. bad. Bad. Literally, just bad. Not even underwhelming. The only upside that Flamethrower has in MVM compared to the other threes is that they can air blast a lot. But like I said, in MVM, you don't need to air blast a lot unless you're playing Heavenly Hostility the 6th wave and you want to push the third nuclear into the pit by the air blast, but it's just really this situation. And like I said, you can air blast with Backburner too, if you need. So there's really no reason to use this. Flamethrower and Lane Blower shouldn't be used. These two just encourages bad playstyle in MVM, which is air blast spamming. I'd like to place it down here to be honest, but air blast has its use, so I'm placing on D. Please do not play air blast spammer Pyro in MVM. It's not gonna help your teammates as much as you think. And lastly, Degreaser F don't. Straight downgrade of a stock Flamethrower in MVM. Just, there's no reason to use this, not to be honest. Let's go for the secondary. The only S tier will be the Detonator. Why? You might say it like this. But Scorch Shot isn't a Scorch Shot is better than the Detonator in MVM because it's easy to use? Hear me out. What did I say? Knockback. Unexpected knockback can harm your teammates' gameplay a lot. Air Blast spam, I said, it's bad, but Scorch Shot spam is worse. Because you can spam it from far range. If you're playing Sniper with a Scorch Shot spammer Pyro, you won't be able to land a single shot. It's not even annoying. It just transcends the annoying stage. It's just Satan. It's just fucking Satan. This is the reason why I'm saying the Scorch Shot is bad, but at least funny. You can have some fun with this, but for your teammates, F. Any other flames? The Man Melter is underwhelming. I mean, bad. To be honest, don't even use it. It has no use. It has no use. There isn't that much pyros, anyways. And the flare gun, bad, really bad. Not gonna lie. And jetpack is kinda. You don't need this much mobility in MVM, to be honest. It's bad. It has upgrade that stuns robot on landing, but it just spreads out the robots, so makes your teammates harder to kill those robots. So it's not that great. It's only fun. And shotguns, don't use shotguns. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. And only one secondary left, but I will talk about that later. Now, melees. Okay. Power Jack S. Homewrecker S. You guys can see where it's going. So Homewrecker, if you want to support the engineer for all, sometimes happening the Zapper attack from the spies, can save engineers sometimes, but it's unlikely to happen. So most of the case, the Power Jack is just better. And Neon Annihilator is good because of that, but and you can combo with a Scout's Mad Milk, so it has its use, I guess, but well, it's just bad, worse than it's just a worse Homewrecker. So you can use it, but it's not likely to. And next one, just a normal melees. Default melees are gonna go here. Because it's quite underwhelming. You don't even need to use this. And next thing, Extinguisher. It's just in MVM, it's a worse version of the. I mean, actually, you might can tell that it's specialized, because if you use your Flamethrower and Extinguisher wisely, you might be able to one-shot the Uber medics, but you'd better just use the other classes.
Well done.
You can use this, but yeah, that. I'd like to place it down here, but Pyro's melee isn't gonna make a big difference unless it's a power jack, so yep. Hot hand. At least it doesn't grant you some disadvantages, so yeah, it can place it on top of the D, but yeah, no more than that, no more than that. Anyway, sharpens Volcano Fragment. Well, try to combo with the flare gun if you dare. And back scratcher, you shouldn't. Your main heal source is gonna be the Engineer's Dispenser and Medic. And this is harassing them. You shouldn't use this. And third degree. Specialize in some cases. This is the only, the final resort. If your team's every single class that can kill the Uber Medic has dies, and you need to kill those Uber Medics ASAP or we lose. In that kind of cases, you can swing your third degree and hope for the best. You shouldn't try to swing the third degree when your team's burst damage class is readying up for the shot, like Demoman or Sniper. You shouldn't. For last resort, it's kinda good, but you shouldn't rely on this. And lastly, gas. Broken, reverted. Yeah, let's go softer for the gas passer. Well, the sheer power of the gas passer, well, considering that, it should in here, right? In S tier. But I explained that gas is utterly awful and should not even existed in MVM. So that's the reason why I made a entirely new role for Gas Passer. If you're going to use Gas Passer, well, it's up to you, but I really wish that every single MVM players notice that Gas Passer's design is awful and shouldn't have existed in the first place. We don't need win button in player versus environment game modes. First few presses can be fun, but in long term, it destroys the gameplay. Alright, and that's the Pyro tier list in MVM. That's it for today's tier list. Alright. That took a while, damn.